So as we can see, Nucalm did confirm that it is indeed the patch that Meghan Markle is seen wearing in the latest outing that she was seen in. And they are offering a free trial at this point. And I did look at their website, and it seems like since this has happened, they have put even more information on the website versus when I was looking earlier today, which I find very interesting. But of course, lots of eyes were drawn to their website, and people probably had a lot of questions, so they had to go into more detail. I, for one, when I was looking, I was like, okay, what the hell is this? And I immediately went to look for their website. So I'm sure a lot of other people did that, and this is obviously a business. So whether or not they were in partnership prior, you know, or it's a situation where she sought this out on her own, wore it, and because of who she is, now they're like, yes, that was right, that was us, get it here, here's all our information, you can get a free trial, you know, in a situation like that. But of course, people are saying it's like merching and this, that, and another. But I mean, what's wrong with making money off of, I mean, what you're wearing? Like, people do it all the time as influencers and stuff like that. And she has disconnected herself or themselves from the royal family. They're not working royals. And I don't know if that's against the rules, but they're trying to make money. They have kids, all that, such and such. So, and if she had like a brand ambassador deal with like a fashion house or something like that, would that be called, you know, be merchandising, or would that just be an ambassadorship? So I don't know, it's all really crazy, but Nucalm has confirmed that is their patch. This is so unlike me, but I'm actually trying to cook and make this chickpea curry that my mom gave me the recipe for a long time ago. But I am trying. I finally got the onions in here, and I've got the red crushed pepper. I'm about to put some garlic in here. I'm so nervous because when she made it, it was so good. Okay, so apparently I've got all my ingredients in. I'm just letting it simmer and thicken. I'm very curious as to how this is gonna taste. It kind of looks like what she made, my mom, but we're gonna see. I'll let you guys see the finished product. So I added a little bit of spinach to it, so it's given it a little bit more color. Still simmering here, but I think it's gonna be good. I really do. It's thickening up real nice. So I've got something going on. See, you don't know if you can do something until you try, and I really was scared. You don't know. You really don't know until you try. All right, we're thick. We're thick, baby. I think we're done. I think it's done. Oh my gosh. Yep. I think it's just about done. I'm so scared for how this is gonna taste. You know it's bad when you're scared to taste your own food. Like, I just like am not a cook. Like, we didn't grow up in the kitchen or anything like that. Like, I love my mom dearly, but it just was not like that. So any cooking we've really learned, me and my sister, on our own. So I'm terrified about how this is going to taste. Like, actually really scared. All done. So we shall see. I'm gonna do it over some basmati rice. Eat that together. I'll have to plate it and all, and we'll see. So as my curry cools down for me to taste it, the curry that I'm scared to even taste, but I was on TikTok today and I came across this TikTok that an account had reposted about Taryn Manning. Now, if you don't know who Taryn Manning is, you probably know her by face. She played Pennsatucky on Orange is the New Black. That was on Netflix. It was one of their first like big shows, like before that binge watching thing started. Like, it was a huge show for Netflix. and she was on that show. She was actually in a lot. When I was looking at her IMDb, she's been in a lot of stuff. She was in that Cleveland Abduction movie. She was in Crazy Beautiful with Kirsten Dunst. She was in Crossroads. She's been in a lot of stuff, okay? Now, people have said, like, Taryn has a history of having, like, manic episodes or, you know, outbursts or anything like that. And I really want to be sensitive to the situation because, you know, and it's interesting to me because sometimes at any moment I feel like I'm going to lose my freaking mind. You know, like, this life is just crazy. And, you know, figuring out what to do with yourself and this, that, and the other. But, so I am not passing judgment on her at all. This is just coming from a place of concern and interest, and because we see this with stars, and I know the one that comes off the top of my head is Britney Spears, but she has had a history of having these episodes. So the first thing I saw on TikTok this morning was literally her in her car, and she was retelling a story about how she has been dealing with this guy who apparently is married, and how she and him have been enjoying specific sexual enjoyments that they enjoy together, and how she spoke to the wife, and the wife wasn't really like, you know, fuck him, like, oh my god, I can't believe he's cheating on me. She was more like, you know, bitch, get out of my life, I'm gonna get a restraining order on you. Like, she was going on and on and on and on, giving all the details of her relationship with this married man and the actions that they do together. And it was just so strange because she is this actress, she's this public figure, and typically they don't really go into their lives that much. But it's just like, whoa, what's happening here? But then I saw some other stuff about her, like, coming out as like a Trump supporter. I think that was probably like a couple days ago. She made like this whole long post about how she doesn't give a fuck, like Trump is this sovereign guy, and all this just crazy shit, and how she's never gonna work in Hollywood again. She already knows that. It was just a whirlwind, and I just found myself going down this rabbit hole of Taryn Manning, and I'm just like, yo, Hollywood is so effing weird. And yes, she could have, like, you know, mental health issues that have always been there. Like I said, apparently there's been like a history of this and her having like these episodes, and people are saying she's manic because she's been doing a lot of posting and deleting, and that's typically like a sign of when you're going through like a manic episode. So just learning a lot, but just people are just concerned about her and wanting to know if, you know, she has family and friends around her that are caring and trying to make sure that she's safe going through whatever it is that's happening. Now, granted, she could be perfectly effing fine. She could be, this is just how she is. This is how she wants to do her thing. She's telling everybody what it is that she's been going on, and she just felt like she needed to get that off her chest. Obviously, nobody knows. But from reading the comments, people were concerned, and I was just going down that rabbit hole today, like, what is going on? Like, what is actually happening? And mental health is so important. It is so important. I feel like if people had more access to mental health easier, and it was, you know, more economically feasible for people to obtain, then we'd probably be in a better situation in this world. And I just, even for myself, I'm like, for years I've been saying I need to go, like, talk to a therapist and this, that, and the other, but, like, I've gone once and it just didn't mesh, you know what I mean? You have to find the right one you feel comfortable with. So I kind of felt discouraged at that time. But yeah, mental health is just so important. So I'm not passing judgment at her at all. It's just like a face that I know. I've seen her in her shows. In her post, she was like, you know, I know I'm never going to work again because I'm saying this. You know, a craft that I've worked at my whole entire life is just a waste for nothing. She was telling a lot. So if you guys that are, know who Taryn Manning is, if you followed this situation yourself, it was just very strange. Like when I came across it this morning, I was like, whoa. All right, so I'm going in for a taste. Oh my goodness. This really shouldn't be so scary to me. You know what? I actually did not do bad. I think I could have made it even spicier. But I actually didn't do too bad. Wow. Wow, I'm like really shocked by myself. Like that's actually didn't turn out that bad. Like I like the spicing and everything like that. I think I could have cooked it a little bit longer so the chickpeas could get a little bit softer, just a tad bit, but that actually is not bad. Like I'm impressed. Shocked, but impressed. This Taryn Manning thing is just, I am down the rabbit hole and a lot of people are reacting to it. I don't want to put the video up, so I guess I'll just put the audio up. This video was posted, but she took it down, talking about Taryn. But other people are reacting to it and reposting it. I'm just going to put the audio. I was watching one and she was saying that, possibly speculating that at this point this major actress who was in like 8 Mile, Hustle and Flow, possibly could be doing some activity in the sex work area, and just based off of like how she was describing it and all, I'm not gonna post that one, but I am just gonna post the one of her kind of talking. I'm trying to find the video without people reacting to it and it's just, her speaking. But if I can't, it probably will be just audio of her speaking while someone else is also reacting to it, so just fair warning. But it's interesting, and it's like, what is like Holly weird? I literally believe it, like especially looking at Doja Cat's transformation and how that's going. We have seen it time and time again where these celebrities are just, spiral out of control. And I could only imagine, like, just putting myself in their shoes, if I were like had, all these opportunities and all this money thrown at me, and like, how would I be? What would I be doing? How would I be acting? So I'm like never passing judgment because I know myself and I'm quite self-aware. I know I would be like, I would be enjoying myself, Not saying that's a good thing, but I would just be enjoying myself, just being real. So like, I don't want to pass judgment on anybody, and everybody I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people have mental health issues, whether you recognize it, whether you realize it or not, whether you're getting help for it, whether you're self-medicating for it, we all are dealing with something. We really are. And, thinking about, back to like Cara Delevingne, when she was going through her whole ordeal and situation, she was seen out in different scenarios and situations, but she obviously had somebody behind her, family, friends, a team who came and surrounded her with love and support and got her back on the right track. So that's definitely something that I feel like is needed in this situation, because I don't think if she was in her right mind, this was the story she would have relayed and told the public. I just don't. But yeah, I'll let you guys hear it. So that was the clip. I know, a lot, very unexpected. She's an actress who has done a lot of things. She's been in a lot of random things. Like I saw a clip of her on an American Next Top Model episode, and she was DJing some random ass party they were having. Like, so she's been deep in the Hollywood life for years. And I didn't want to really show the video because she doesn't look at her best. the audio shows enough. You can picture it, and if you want to see, like, I am all down this rabbit hole, obviously, because I ain't got shit else going on. But it's just like, wow, wow. Mental health is so interesting. And she says she's very, very single, and apparently she was engaged. She was engaged to a woman for a little bit, and now she's very, very single, and she's sharing this story of her escapade that she was on. So it is concerning. So I've seen it come up on Twitter here. So it's kind of getting out now. If you haven't seen it, people are concerned, but you know, typically when attention is drawn to something, somebody within the family or friends kind of gets control of it, hopefully. But it is sad. It's sad just to, like, I don't know, because it is a story. It's her life. If she wants to do whatever the fuck she wants to do, she can do that. There's no judgment there at all from me. It's just like, if she were in her right mind, would she share that with the world? You know what I mean? So it's concerning, and it's mental health is just so important. So it is complete with my rice. I just put a little bit more crushed red peppers on there and some pepper, and bon appetit. Yay! So another interesting thing that came down my timeline, we really haven't talked much about Johnny, Amber, any of that stuff in a little bit, because Johnny, of course, has been, after the tour, I hope, being low-key, relaxing. He might be off at the countryside, just enjoying himself, making music, gearing up to do his new movie, such and such. But I see this come across my timeline. Paul Barussi, or Baresi, who was the PI that AH hired to dig up bad things about Johnny, likely to use in her case, failed because he could find nothing at all. So this guy has tweeted that bombshell details soon to follow. My book entitled Depp Declassified, the Hollywood fixer who saved a pirate's booty, is based on real facts. I was encouraged by Johnny and Adam Waldman to tell my story. However, I'm writing my book entirely on my own without their input. Now, the fact that he says he was encouraged by both Johnny and Adam Waldman is very strange, because he was hired by AH to dig up shit about Johnny. So I don't really know what that, like, doesn't even make sense to me. This is all very speculatory to me. We don't even know if this book is going to come to a fruition. This guy is probably just trying, you know, have a money grab or bring attention to him, all of those things. But I'm just like, why would Johnny or Adam okay this? Obviously he found nothing, but what could he have to say? Did you then in turn go and dig up shit about AH? Okay, then maybe that would be interesting. But what are you gonna write a book about? Depp Declassified, the Hollywood fixer who saved a pirate's booty, based on real facts. Fucking wild. So then I'm reading the comments and people are like, well, why don't you prove that you were encouraged to write this by Johnny and Adam? Exactly. But then somebody underneath here responds and says he doesn't need to do anything of the sort. Yeah, he does. If you're saying that the Johnny Depp and the Adam Waldman encouraged you to write this book, I feel like you should prove that. An email, a letter, you know, conversation, like what, like, I don't understand. Someone says you can do that, but without Johnny's input, you might be a failure. This Mindy Davis is really pushing for this. I don't know who this is in relation to Paul, but she's like all underneath his shit. Paul is a friend, not a foe. If this is real, get authorization from them first, or at least get them to approve before publication. Like, it just seems very, very strange. Someone says, what's astonishing about this is that Paul was hired by Team Heard to dig up dirt on talented actor in Hollywood for decades. He found nothing, zilch, zero. That says everything you need to know about Johnny, and more importantly about AH. Love this, keep proving facts. Somebody else says they're really looking forward to reading it. Someone says sounds interesting. I will definitely buy if this is going to be available digitally. So some people are buying it, some people aren't. At this point, I'm not buying it, and I'm just really curious as to what he would have to add to this whole ordeal, since we are like over a year past this. I just don't, granted, movies are still being made, documentaries, all types of stuff online. Somebody has been very, very quiet recently. You remember when Johnny was touring and everything like that. She was popping up a bit more, having like the paparazzi staged pics and everything, but she's been laying low quiet lately, not anything happening, which is concerning. It could be concerning, because you don't know what someone's playing when they're too quiet. But I just found that interesting. I'm just like, Paul, please. I just really don't buy that you have encouragement from Johnny and Adam Waldman. I'm really just not buying that. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to get on with the rest of my Sunday, get ready for this new work week, and try to have a lovely evening wherever you are in this crazy, crazy world. I'll talk to you a little bit later. Bye-bye. So I did have in the video of Taryn Manning originally, but after like thinking it through, I kind of just decided not to add it. If you do want to see it, it's on TikTok. It's just clear that she's going through a rough time, so I just thought that it'd probably be best not to like post the video or the audio, just given the circumstance. But I truly do hope that Taryn is getting some help, and that she has family and friends around her that are, and what's crazy is, you know, people are saying this could just be her personality, and, you know, this is just how she is, and maybe she's trying to expose something, you know, like a lot of celebrities are, trying to expose things about what happens behind the scenes, but, then a lot of people think she might be having, like, a manic episode, so, I just didn't really want to put that here after, you know, thinking about that, thinking it through and whatnot. So if you are interested though, it's all over TikTok. I've seen it slowly but surely get to Twitter, but it's definitely all over TikTok, so you can check it out there, and just wishing her well.